You really think they woke up and said, wow, black people are human after all. Let's be nice. They didn't desegregate because they loved us.
I understand what you're trying to say, and I would like it if more Republicans were like you. However, some of the issues and some of your talking points, I feel like you're removing some context. Like, even with the whole thing, you talked about Rosa Parks, how, her husband owned a car and all that. That's not the point. They were doing that to protest. Even if you do have a car, there are probably plenty of black people that did.
Did you hear the part that I said that we had our own bus line?
I know, but we shouldn't have that. Because you were talking about how everyone should be together, we should all unify. But if we stay separate, if we keep having black water fountains and white water fountains, white schools and black schools, we'll never have that unity.
There's a difference between natural immigration or migration between the races and forced desegregation. When you force it, you cause animosity and chaos. When you let it be a natural thing, it happens a lot more smoother. Not everybody discriminated against each other. There was black and white people getting together all the time. It was certain places where they held true to those structural things that were Democrats put into place to cause division. I don't think that she should have forced that. I think that black people should have had their own bus line and became competitive, and then therefore they merged. Because that's the problem with our societies. We gave up a lot of our own generational wealth trying to get in the bed with a group of people that didn't really want us at the time. We had resources that we forfeited. We had education systems that we could teach our own history if we wanted to, but we forfeited that to stage this issue that wasn't as prevalent as Martin Luther King and the others made it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. Welcome back to my YouTube space. I hope you are doing okay. I hope you are doing great. And black people, let's unite. That's the message I'm sending out there. Now, white people are afraid of black people being segregated. One thing I'm going to tackle today is, did segregation really help black people? Did desegregation help black people? Or segregation helped black people? I don't know if you're understanding each other. Did desegregation helped black people? Or we were better off when we were segregated? Because that's the video we are going to react today. White people are scared of black people being segregated. There is a video here. I've featured one lady here, Black American, and she's talking about why they decided to desegregate black people. It's not because they loved us that much. It's not because they want to be our allies. It's not because they wanted to give us our freedom. It's because they were scared of what was going on within our communities. It's because they were scared because of our business booming. Our children in our black schools were doing correct. That's why they decided, you know what? I think segregation is not helping. Because the more you push some people, the more you push people on the corner, the more the opportunity of attacking you increase. The more you push a man so hard on the wall, the more he gets strength to attack you. Tell me in the comment section, did segregation really help black people? Or segregation was better? Because let's watch this clip first, and then I'll come back because I have a lot to say on this video. Let's watch this and then we go react on it.
You really think they woke up and said, wow, black people are human after all. Let's be nice. They didn't desegregate because they loved us. They desegregated because they couldn't afford to look stupid on the world stage. And they couldn't afford to let us get too powerful without them. After World War II, America was busy trying to sell itself as the leader of the free world. You know, democracy, liberty, justice for all. All the same stuff they were never giving to black people at home. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union was pointing and laughing. Freedom? Y'all can't even let black kids drink from the same water fountain. And America? They couldn't bomb their way out of that bad press. So the same people who spent decades lynching us, burning us out of towns, and pretending we didn't exist, decided it was time to clean up their image. Desegregation was never about morality. It was always about marketing. One thing they never tell you about desegregation, we weren't begging to sit next to them. We were thriving without them. Black businesses were booming. Black schools were educating future doctors, lawyers, and scientists. Black neighborhoods were self-sufficient. And they couldn't have that. Because if we didn't need them, they couldn't control us. Simple math. But instead of congratulating us, they used desegregation as a way to bulldoze everything we built. Black schools shut down. Black teachers fired by the thousands. Black businesses starved out once the black dollar started flowing into white businesses. Yeah, they didn't integrate with us. They absorbed what we built. and threw the rest away like leftovers. And today they have the nerve to ask why Black communities are still rebuilding. Because y'all didn't just move the goalpost. Y'all burnt the whole field. Desegregation wasn't a handshake. It was a hostile takeover. They didn't open the doors because they respected us. They opened the doors just wide enough to flood everything that we built and call it progress. So the next time somebody tells you to be grateful for desegregation, remind them that we didn't get rights because they loved us. We got them because we fought like hell while they smiled for the cameras. They didn't integrate us. They invaded us. And we're still rebuilding what they couldn't steal. You really think they woke up and said, wow, Black people are human after all. Let's be nice.
I have a theory that's based off history and facts, and it comes from one little simplistic racist statement. If we had never got y'all from Africa, y'all would basically be wild animals in the woods, right? Because you got to think about this way. Sure, we didn't get all the credit we deserved during slavery for all the things that we created. But you know one thing about Black folks, if times get hard, we're going to find a way to make them motherfuckers manageable or easier. And seeing that we were doing all the hard work, there were a lot of inventions that were being made by Black folks that never got the credit. Slavery ends, we slip right into what? Segregation in the Jim Crow era. Now, this is where things get good. Because on our own, we built towns, billion-dollar businesses, schools, our own professional teams, communities, everything in between. On our own, we were thriving. And to them, that was just the greatest insult because, quite literally, they needed us. I thought they needed us when it really turned out in reality that y'all needed us, but neither here nor there. So it comes down to, well, how can we get them to need us? We need to find out how they're doing it. I got an idea. Let's burn down their towns. Now you're cooking, Judson. No, that didn't work either. How about let's bomb their towns? Ooh, yeah, you're on to something now. Oh my God, another one. Let's flood their towns. Good golly, let's do that. And then when that didn't work, y'all got a little more psychological. You started flooding the Black communities with drugs, liquor stores, and guns, and then built the shit out of prisons to make sure that you had somewhere to put those Black men. Y'all started a war on the Black family where basically the mothers were required basically to survive is to get the Black man out the home. Y'all took all the trade jobs out of our communities where people could go from school that couldn't afford college, could go work in jobs where they could learn a skill. You see, after all that, it was weakening our community. So basically where it could be, hey, y'all need us, let's all live together because it's bad for both of us now, when in reality it was only bad for y'all. If we would have been left alone, we would have been fine. If we had been left alone, we would have thrived, because newsflash, Africa wasn't some poor ass country. Otherwise y'all wouldn't keep making return trips there to steal shit from them. Africa was never poor. Black people didn't need y'all needed us. And that's what ate y'all up alive so much that even after the horrendous decades of what y'all did, we still found the way to make it through and thrive without y'all. When everything y'all built was built off of us. That's gotta eat you up a little bit, right?
I know this video gonna make some people uncomfortable, but I'm warning you now, so keep scrolling if you think you gonna get ruffled. Either way it go, keep it cute. But I had to ask myself the other day, who asked for desegregation? Because I damn sure don't think it was us. I'm talking about us. It was minding our divine business, building, thriving, creating, healing, protecting what was ours, living in rhythm with spirit and nature itself. Then boom, interruption like always. What it all boils down to is that somebody is always in Black people business. Y'all know y'all cannot debate this. I don't care what ethnicity you come from. Somebody's always going to be in Black people's business, regardless. We're going to be real clear, crystal even. Desegregation was not about love. It was about access, about getting close to what we built, about infiltrating what they couldn't destroy from the outside. Y'all remember when we were separated, we were unified? Look back at all those marches. Saw all of those people, all of us together? We had power, we had culture, and we had self-determination. Illusion of inclusion was the trap. What happens when you invite a spirit in your home that doesn't respect it? You're gonna get unity, you're gonna get confusion every single time. And look, years later, we still trying to reclaim what we once protected. Oh yeah, the deeper truth is desegregation was never the victory. It was the setup. The dilution of divine energy. In my mind now, the universe is just correcting it. I remember when I talked to y'all about the great separation. It's here. This is what I was talking about. Not rooted in hate. It's rooted in alignment. This is not about superiority. This is about energetic sovereignty. The wheat and the tares, the called and the pretending, the awakened and the distracted. And we gonna be honest for just a sec. A lot of y'all been praying for this. A lot of y'all wanted this energetic distance, remember? Shall I remind you? Because I heard y'all say y'all have outgrown the fake allies, right? What y'all call them? The culture vulture? You know, the passive aggressive ones, or the I'm spiritual but still give supremacy types. The filter is on now. Oh no, this is not segregation, this is restoration. It's not hate, it's healing. It's not exclusion, it's elevation. You're not watching history repeat, you're watching a divine reset. This is the great separation, and everybody is where they need to be, or they will be soon enough. It's time to restore what we lost when we stopped protecting our energy. That's all this is about. Of course, they want to keep your vibes low, keep you in fear, give you the illusion that they still have power. They only have it because you give it to them. That's why it's important to know and understand who you are, where you come from, so you can know where you're going. I'm just saying, change your perspective, change your life. Make sure y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. If you're interested in attending Yaya's Soul Jam session, April 25th and 26th here in Atlanta, Georgia, just know those are early bird tickets right now. They are going fast. They're going up April 1st. Make sure you get yours now. They are linked below. If you're interested in open mic, make sure you head to the link in my bio, click the events tab, and fill out that registration form. Still accepting submissions until April 15th, and I have received a ton of them. Keep them coming. I want to see what y'all got. Truly appreciate y'all's engagement, and I cannot wait to see y'all there. As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Let's talk about how Black teachers lost when civil rights won. Brown versus Board said schools had to integrate, but nobody said that teachers had to come with us. And guess who got left behind? Black teachers, thousands of us. Let me give you a little bit of context in case you don't know your history. Our history, American history. 1954, Brown versus Board of Education declared school segregation unconstitutional. A win, right? But here's the catch. To make room for white staff in newly integrated schools, over 38,000 Black educators and principals were pushed out, fired, demoted, or never hired again. So what was the impact of all this? Those weren't just jobs. Those were trusted community leaders, role models who helped raise generations of Black children. And when they disappeared, so did the connection, so did the mentorship, and the cultural understanding in the classroom. Today, only 7% of the teachers in the U.S. are Black. That's not just a statistic, that's a missing link in our children's educational experience. And just a personal note about me, I remember having my first Black teacher in the 7th grade. Mr. Matthews, he was my science teacher. I wonder where Mr. Matthews at now. He had fingers like sausages. Is he with the ancestors? Okay, let me get back on topic. I'm sorry. I'm the only Black teacher at my school. I think like one of maybe 10 in the entire district. Yet studies show that all of my students benefit from having a Black teacher. Incredible engagement, higher expectations, and deeper connections. And don't get mad at me, this is just the research I'm repeating. When I walk into that classroom, I bring more than just a lesson plan. I bring representation, I bring history, and I bring proof that they can be seen and heard in every space. And that matters. What would school look like today if we hadn't lost a whole generation of Black educators? And what needs to change so we don't keep losing more? Because the past isn't gone. It's still showing up in classrooms today.
It just hasn't worked.
It was really insanity on our part to think that we could send our children to be taught by races and by sending them that they were going to change. For the most part, our children today are being destroyed. They're being sent into a hostile environment that constantly, in very insidious ways, tell them they're no good. They can't learn. And then we wonder why there's so many problems.
What is something that you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
Integration was not the answer. Quite frankly, I think integration was one of the worst things to happen to the Black community. Just being real. Because it wasn't even true integration, it was just desegregation. Wasn't the same thing. Integration should have been dismantling both the Black and white structures and creating a new structure, integrating two different things into one. Instead, what really happened was they just took down the whites only signs and just put us in their spaces. not the same thing. And quite frankly, you know, racism and violence aside, segregation didn't sound that bad. Because the idea of an all-black school, all-black pool, all-black movie theater, all-black restaurants, that doesn't sound bad to me. I truly believe the fight was more so for equality of resources, but I don't think we was trying to sit with y'all and sing kumbaya, but that's just me.
So they think black people really give a damn about segregation? Like, for real, for real? Like, we welcome that shit. Like, hello? We know the power of our black dollar. We ain't no fools. We are perfectly okay with that. I guarantee y'all business is gonna shut the fuck down though. So fuck with it if you want to. We ain't suffering, you are. Like, we always got somewhere to shop, and half of the people are not gonna adhere to it anyway because of the fact that they know that their businesses are gonna go down. Ain't nobody finna do no stupid shit like that. And let me tell you something. If we going back to colored only bathrooms and white only bathrooms, our shit gonna be clean. Cause one thing about black people, we some clean motherfuckers. So I don't know. Now I don't know about the other ones because the ones that I know that work with me don't even wash their motherfucking hands. So let's be honest. Like, I don't know what they think I don't know what they think they doing. But I'm here to tell them that they not doing what they think they doing. Because we ain't going to be bothered whatsoever. As a matter of fact, run us all our shit back. As a matter of fact, run us all our shit back.
To those who say desegregation didn't work and that we were probably better off in segregated schools, how do you respond?
Desegregation doesn't work because we haven't tried it. We haven't really reorganized our schools away from racial lines. You know, we haven't used our schools and educational institutions as a way of educating human beings to work and to respect others.
Welcome back. Now, first of all, a lot of black people are happy that segregation could be back. We don't know yet if it will be officially back, but of course, segregation never ended, discrimination never ended. But the really discrimination or the really segregation, a lot of black people say that it helped black people. And a white system, they feared this segregation. And when we mean it, segregation, that means that black people were united. They were united on their own churches. They were united on their schools. They were united on their hospitals. They were united on their fountains, the hotels, grocery stores. Black people were forced to unite. Either Jamaican, Black American, African, you will go to the colored place. Black people, they were forced to unite. And the one thing the white system fear is the unity of black people. The unity of black people is the end of their supremacy. The unity of black people is the end of the privilege. Because once we are united, that means we will raise, our communities will boom. We will support black business. We will reduce the wealth gap between black people. We will give birth to good schools that produce good students, passing with flying colors and getting. A lot of black people are for segregation. Let me tell you, I don't know why really they segregated, because it was not for love, but at least I have clues. I have clues why they really desegregated black people. Yes, we fought for it. But again, if we see the impact we had during segregation and the impact we have during desegregation, it's huge, large. Now, some people say when desegregation happened, we lost a black institution. And they are saying under black institution, we were united and we were doing great because our brains, our discoveries were within black facilities or black institution. Before desegregation, black communities had their own schools, businesses, hospitals, etc. I know some people say during that segregation, these institutions were underfunded by some black people think it's okay. And that's why I have asked that question. Which side do you think was better? Because they had no choice. These institutions were often underfunded, yes, but deeply rooted in the community. As black people, we had an opportunity to bring up our institution the way we want it. Now, when they desegregate, many black schools were shut down. Black teachers and principals lost their jobs. Black students were placed into white schools, but white students didn't go to black schools. Black business suffered as people started shopping in white-owned establishments. I want to see the reason why it's affecting black people. Number one, when the desegregation happened in black institutions, many black schools were shut down. That means they didn't love us. If they could have loved us, they could say, let the black schools remain and white students can come to black schools. Black students can go to white schools. Let's fund these schools. But we as black people closed our institutions and followed the white man's institution. And then we call it we had freedom. Black teachers and principals lost their jobs. If it was good on us, desegregation happened to be good on us, then these schools could just be remained. The black teachers and black principals could just be remained. Let white students come and learn on these black schools, and black schools go to show that we support you. They desegregated by, I think they put us to another tense session, racism, because we were supposed to go to white schools. That means that we were going to use their, so it was easy to discriminate or to be racist on us. Black students were placed in white schools, but white students didn't go to black schools. I know if we are learned enough, we understand what that means. That means they didn't care about us. They didn't care. And they didn't give us priority. We had to choose. We only to choose what? We had only one option, to choose the white schools and white institutions. Black people suffered because people now started shopping to white-owned. Now, they knew very well that this is going, we are going to be strengthened more than them. So let's do that. Let's dismantle this unity. Let them come and shop to us. We don't want that generational wealth to grow more and more. Segregation, though unjust, fostered strong black identity, pride, and self-reliance. Integration often meant assimilating into white culture norms, being treated as second-class citizens in new spaces, experiencing hostility, isolation, and racism in integrated environments. When we call it culture displacement. When segregation was there, we didn't do their way, we did it our way. Our culture was intact. We were cooking our own food. We were doing our own jumps. But when we were desegregated, we had culture displacement. And we were placed in places where it's more hostile because we had no equal integration, because many say disintegration was one-sided. Black people were expected to integrate into white spaces, not the other way around. Because if it was from love, it was from deepest of their heart, both ways could. We have ended this segregation, but anyone can go to any place. White can go to black, black can go to white. You can mingle, but do not close. Not closing. It's not forcing us to go on your spaces. We can go to any space and you can come to our own space. That means what? That means that black students, for example, faced abuse in white schools. Black communities didn't get the same level of investment or support. White institutions stayed dominant. What do we call that? And that's why a lot of black people clapped, celebrated when they said we are bringing back segregation. But all in all, segregation on one way or the other, it helped. But during this time of segregation, black institutions were underfunded. Black communities were underfunded. The hospitals were underfunded. Some say we had an inferior experiences on our own spaces because we lacked. But if they really, really loved us, they could tell us we are not ending segregation that way. Yes, we are ending segregation, but your institution will remain. Your black teachers will remain. Your black business will remain. Let's win together. Let's reduce the wealth gap. But because it's not out of love, that's why this is happening. Now, the videos you have just watched about black Americans saying about segregation, I think means a lot. and why white people are afraid of the unity of black people, the unity of Africans. And that's why they are causing chaos each and every time in African or black community. Another way, we say when black neighborhoods were broken up by integration policies and also urban renewal highways, it disrupted generational wealth building, social cohesion, the economy ecosystem of black communities. Now, let me say this. One time, when segregation, I think when we are placed in one space, when we have a group discussion, group discussion is like segregation. You are segregated in some corners, group A there, group B, group C, and you could tell that in these groups, people are helping each other. Well, even if on this group, maybe it's in school, we have number 1 here, we have number 138 here. This number 138 will get something here because all of them are sharing the important things. Even this number 138, maybe he knows something about food, something about PE. He helps in one way or the other. In segregated groups, we get value because we share our minds. We have this unity, and it's like a task. If we don't win in this group, those will beat us. If we don't win in this group, we are going to fail. And we cannot allow ourselves to fail as a group, or neither. If one person from ourselves failed, that means we all have failed. What do? We need to stick together. We need to share ideas. We need to support each other. You come with food. Give us. We are hungry. You don't know mathematics. Show me here. This is the what. You don't know computer. This one knows computer. Show us. Alt, delete, everything. We share what we got. And that's the beauty of segregation. As far as I don't love segregation, I don't have to lie. I don't love segregation that much. But recently, I have started loving it. Now I know. The thing that we don't know is that if we are segregated again, will we get equal treatment, equal funding, or we will go backwards again? Right now, we do GoFundMe helping randomly. But if we are segregated, when you're doing GoFundMe, you are doing it within community. You are helping the community. And that's why some people celebrated when segregation were back. And that's why some white people, they don't support segregation because the reason they are giving out there is not really the reason they know. Those who knows very well, they know the reason why they don't want this. And some people say Trump decided to segregate us back because of his own. But deeply down, he does not know that this is going to help us. Black people have been fighting for this country. Black people are the one paying a lot of tax here, etc., etc. If you lose us, you are losing the tax. If you lose the tax, you lose the country. And that's why you see black people don't care about segregation again. They don't. They say, let it come. Bring it on. So we are all in agreement. Not all, but some of us, we are in agreement that desegregation didn't help. It was not of help in black community. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Until next episode, peace out.